Hi there, this is AMI Gill, aka Inspiration, coming to you from the AMI Z Show. And what a show we have for you coming up. Wow. Right, currently everybody knows we're in lockdown. We've got the coronavirus, I call it the coronies, COVID-19, going on all around the world. So everybody's had to be a little bit creative and do their day job at home. So somehow I've managed to make a little home studio using the skills that I have. What is this show about? This show contains 9 segments, and these 9 segments are going to explore various different types of content. This is music content. We're going to look at news, we're going to look into politics, we're going to look into technology, we're going to look into a lot of different things. We're going to go into my background to start with this show. So who am I? What have I been doing? What's my background? What's my education? I'm not going for no interview here. I am the CEO and founder of IMP LLC. So for me, the aim is to actually grow my company and make this company, you know, I have a vision, and I'm going to start with a few people and grow it, and hopefully through the way that I set up my company. And remember, with this company, I'm going to be evident. I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm doing, how I'm trying to do it, and I'm going to abide by the laws, you know, see if I can use your help to comment and guide me to a better way of living. So generally, I'm going to follow all the laws, legals, and I'm going to bring you as much content as possible, you know, with bearing in mind that there's a lot of touchy, sensitive topics out there as well. Okay, so now, there was a little video that I shot while I was out exercising, and I'm going to play that for you right now. It'll give you a bit of a background about myself, a little bit of overview, and yeah, sort of give you an idea of inspiration. So check it out. Hello, this is AMI Gill, aka Inspiration, coming to you from the lockdown. Just out today, about to get my exercise in, and I am going to tell you a little bit about myself. So what do I tell you guys about myself? Well, I was born in West London, Perivale, grew up, went to Cleveland Primary, Valentine's, moved on to do my degree down at Essex University, hello Essex alumni, and then moved on to do my master's, which was in advanced computer science at Sheffield University, hello Sheffield alumni, after which I could have done a PhD, but I did not. I actually went into the workplace and became a developer. Then I was a business analyst, a business development consultant, a technical support manager, an IT manager, head of IT, eventually opened companies that didn't work, and now I'm here with IMP LLC as the founder and CEO, trying to make this shit happen. Okay, so where do I come from? I come from originally India. I am Sikh, Bengal, see, right there. This is a color, that's me, I'm Sikh. I have a lot of people in my family from different religions. So hello to all religions. I have no issues with no religions, and I believe in the one God. So moving on to religion, what am I about? I am about a lot of things. Basically, I ended up being born here in West London, lived my whole life over here. Then back in 2013, I ended up moving to the US of A, California. Originally, I was over there in New Jersey, by New York, and temporarily stuck over here in the UK because of, obviously, I don't need to say, the coronies. Did a lot of basketball, played a little bit of semi, did the London youth games, and also did junior leopards. At 18, sort of went to university after that, and went into academics, which was fun. Major was artificial intelligence. I'm winking, and I do know a lot about AI, do know a lot about technology, so I'm going to bring that to the show. But I'm also going to bring
what I really do, which is music. So I had a passion for music. I've been writing music since I was maybe 14 years old, writing poems, writing things, and then eventually moved on to DJing very badly, and then making good music on the synthesizer, and play many instruments on the synthesizer. It was awesome. Picked up the guitar, a live instrument, which is cool. You'll see it on the show. I'll give you a few performances. Moving on, I did this show, AMI Z show, created something awesome with that music. I thought I'd try to collaborate and bring other talented people on board. And traveled the world, went to all these different places, US, India, Europe, everywhere. And found a lot of nice people, collaborated with a lot of nice people. Yeah, made 4 shows. So this is the 5th show. This is the resurrection of Inspiration, because 4 shows were done and this is the 5th, and this will hopefully bring everything back to life again, as is relevant for the Easter Sunday, huh? The resurrection of Christ and the resurrection of Inspiration, eh? No relation, disclaimer, not Christ or anything. So still have a common mission to do good for everybody. Hopefully use the platform that I have built to better the world in some way, and hopefully save lives along the way. So actually all about helping others, helping your common man in it whichever way, feeding them, sheltering them. And a lot of people have forgotten that meaning and forgotten that you're supposed to help, and have become very selfish. So we will sort of try to find out why they became selfish. Right, and I'm going to hand it over to the studio over there. Inspiration. There you go. Inspiration in the studio. Yes, that's going to be me in the studio right now.
Okay, so now you have a background of Inspiration. There'll be plenty of chances and opportunities to get to know me more. So for now, let's continue with the show. Moving forward, our first segment. Yes, our first segment is Inspiration's Common Sense. Now, part of this segment involves talking about common sense things in the world. And, the things that should be fairly straightforward but are not, or they're not to me, so I really want to bring them to my show and discuss them further. So the topic for today is the NHS frontline staff. Actually, not just the NHS frontline staff in the UK, but the frontline staff in the US, the frontline staff in India, in Italy, in Spain, all over Europe, all over the world. All of you guys that are on the front line trying to tackle the COVID-19 coronavirus, aka the coronies, really appreciate all your hard work. Give you a clap. And I'm a little bit concerned on the way that all of the staff are being treated around the world. So now these guys, they are frontline, so they're not soldiers. They don't have the same budgets that governments allocate to their army and to their weapons and things like that. These guys are saving lives. They're putting themselves in danger. They're going out there saving as many people as they can through this terrible ordeal, and they're not getting the things that they need to be able to do their job correctly. So common sense, let's just take, and we'll discuss this further in future shows as well, but let's just think about it now. If these guys are working so hard, surely that they should get some basic things if the government can afford it. These are like travel to work. These are safety, equipment, PPP equipment that is very important in safeguarding the frontline staff. Protect themselves. This includes masks. This includes suits. This includes hand sanitizers. Everything. So they should get a few rewards, so they, at least something that, they'll raise their morale, so they don't have issues mentally and don't get drained physically. So, there's got to be some incentives over there, and one of the things that I would recommend would be to increase wages for the NHS staff. Support the families at home, the kids, the children. They're not able to go to school. They're a lot of people are in lockdown, so the staff are having to deal with family life as well as crazy life in ICUs, and so give them something extra so that they can comfortably look after kids, have a bit more, and feel valued. And we do value them, and even in the UK we clap them regularly. All the frontline staff. In the US, everyone appreciates, I know, all the hard work that the healthcare workers do out there. And India, I'm a little bit confused by some of the communities over there. I read this news report that certain frontline staff, like nurses, doctors, they've been kicked out of their communities just because people are afraid that they might bring the coronies back to them, and their villages or their community. Now, these guys have been kicked out from these homes, and some of them are actually staying in horrible conditions. So nurses and doctors are staying in like toilets in hospitals over there. Now, this is not the way to look after your frontline staff by far. So again, India, maybe the government needs to do something to help those guys, and hopefully, if we can give them a few things, like even in the UK, they don't have to pay for travel into London. They don't have to pay for parking at hospitals. The NHS staff get free food. They get access to space to rest. Things of that in nature. So all of this stuff is what I believe that the NHS should be getting, especially the frontline workers. So hopefully we'll try to see what's going on over here, because the way I calculated, I assume that it's going to cost for extra ventilators maybe 7 billion, and for keeping the the safety equipment and everything, purchasing that regularly, that every 3 months maybe we're looking at like 3 billion. I broke those numbers down based on what the current figures that I have, and these are estimates, but over the course of the episodes we'll break down the main budgets into their smaller components, and see where the money's going and how it's helping people. Okay, so yes, moving on from this topic, common sense, look after the frontline. Moving on. So moving on. Now, part of the AMI show actually involves looking for talent, and historically I've been doing a lot of that. Just before the lockdown and all of this corona stuff happened, I did manage to go into London and meet a lot of talented individuals, and I want to bring them to my show. Today we're going to start with Liere Gotxi. So Liere is an awesome street musician. She's got a voice of an angel. Check her out, see what you think, and this is one of her original songs. I hope you like it. Enjoy.
And yeah, I'm just going to sing one of our original songs.
An original song. Let's check it out. I came back. Yeah. What's the name of this? Yeah, that's right. What's the name of that song?
That's Enough for You.
Sorry?
Enough for You.
Enough for You. Okay, cool. And you wrote that yourself?
Yeah.
Oh, so really good song. Well done. Go on, record a bit.
to the streets, living our lives and hiding their distance. I know what you do, I surrender. I've been prepared with this last fight. You never gonna be sure. You always gonna have doubts and fears.
That's right.
And I wish I knew that I had truth. I am and I feel. One can hide a phone from me once more. Having been too open, you might guess I must be so broken, there's nothing left to break. Maybe once I'm gone, you'll understand it's hard to fall. It's you, you're never gonna be sure of me. You're always gonna have doubts and fears. And I wish I knew that I had true. I am nothing.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, yeah, so that was Liere Gotxi. So she was awesome. Yes, thank you for that performance, Liere. Now, moving on to the next segment of our show is called Inspirations Chat with Z. So, as this show has just restarted and we lost the old Z, I decided to give the title of Z to different people that come on my show, and they can chat with me under this segment. So the first person to chat with me is actually one of my first employees here at the company. His name is Edward Archer. Edward Archer was helping me with some technical support, and he's just hilarious. So I thought, you know, we'll bring Edward Archer to the show, and Ed's son can entertain us a little bit with his wackiness and his knowledge. So this is Ed, and this is a little snippet of our segment Inspirations Chat with Z. Enjoy.
Your question, Ed,
Yeah,
are you gay?
no.
Are you homosexual?
I am neither homosexual nor homophobic.
It's okay, I have nothing against that. Alright, so, good.
Well, you've got nothing against homophobia?
No, I don't. What would I have against that?
Does that mean you're homophobic?
Why are you just, are you just like standing there with your one picture? Move your hand, just say, move your hand for a second. Okay, because you were literally, dude, just standing still, and I thought that we had a technical problem.
I can be still. Like, watch this.
Alright, yeah,
Is that still enough?
those are some
Do you want me
awesome.
to
those are awesome skills for the Inspiration Common Sense show. Part of the AMI Z show. You're the new Z now, Ed. Ed, actually, fuck it, you're the new Z. I lost my old Z, so you're the new one here. You wanna be Z? Alright. Z. Okay, Ed, I'm gonna stop this recording quickly and see how it came out, okay?
I talk and talk and talk with whoever. I go, okay, let's talk about today India. India, how many deaths? We got 164 people have only died. And let's go to America. America, 13,000 people died. In the UK, 6,150. See, now I've done all of that. And I can go in there and I can stop. Okay, thank you very much, Ed, for your technical support. We will see you in future shows, I'm sure. Okay, so moving on to our next segment. Our next segment is called Inspirations World News. So on this segment, I will be discussing various news articles that have come out recently and sort of, you know, have my take on these articles and what I think of them. For today, we'll just start by, I mean, I know we looked at some numbers. Those numbers were from last week, but now we'll look at some world numbers to see where the infection rates are and the death rates are, and sort of you know, what countries have had it the worst. So, okay, right now we have this website which I like using called covidvisualizer.com. It gives a nice interactive map of the world and the different rates, infection rates and death rates. For today, we'll just start by, I mean, I know we looked at some numbers. Those numbers were from last week, but now we'll look at some world numbers. Right, so for this segment we're going to look at the world numbers today. So the numbers of infections, the number of deaths, number of recoveries, and sort of see the impact that the coronis has had globally in different countries. So in the world, where are we? So let's have a look. Let's start off with the UK, shall we? The UK at the moment, we have 10,612 people have died and 344 have recovered, and there's 73,323 active cases. Wow, that's a lot of cases. Now, if we look at the US has 21,668 people that have died, with 31,000 recovered and 500,000 active cases. Whoa. And if we go to Italy, Italy has 19,899 and 35 recovered. Wow, 20,000 deceased and 100,000 active cases. So it's pretty bad still there. Italy is where it actually started, and that's where it was, you know, got really, really bad. And then it sort of got bad in Spain and got bad in the UK as well. And now it's really bad over there in America. I think it's slowly going to start moving around to other areas of the world. In some areas like India, for example, they have 331 deceased and only 9,000 cases. Now there seems to be something terribly wrong with your numbers, India. I mean, you got a total of 9,000 cases and only 330 people deceased and 1,000 recovered. I don't buy that, considering that the country has 1.3 billion as a population. And the same goes for China. What's going on with China? I mean, if you look at China right now, China is 3,339, and there's today 99 cases and no deaths, and 77,500 people recovered. Now, considering the size of China and the way that their numbers were going, it's only just recently, since last week, has it sort of eased out and their curve has flattened. I'm not sure if that should happen so quickly, but we're going to look at all the numbers from all the other countries, and then we'll sort of compare them with China numbers and see, what's happening over there. Because for some reason Asia is just not registering correctly in my head. So yeah, there's not so many in Canada. 700 people deceased, 7,106 recovered. Like I said, so it's it's pretty crazy. So those are the numbers, and they're pretty big numbers at the moment. And it says if I look at the total, say for the day, and the total comes up to 1.3 million active cases, and 113,329 people have died so far, and there's 421,764 people that have recovered. Wow, that's huge. Okay, so now we've got a little overview of some of these numbers. I'm going to keep an eye on them, keep tracking it, and we're going to discuss these numbers and other things that are happening in the news on our segment. Okay, so moving on. Interesting to see that. Very distressing, but interesting at the same time. Okay, so moving on to our next segment. So this segment is called Inspiration's Conspiracy Theories. Ooh, yeah. So part of the this segment will be to look at all the different conspiracy theories out there, and break them down and see where people are coming from, if there's any truth to them, or if it's just a load of rubbish. Okay, I thought it would be appropriate to start with this one that's been going around. It's from a confession from a military intelligence officer over there from Wuhan, China, who was very scared for his life, and he basically lost his son, and he wanted to make a statement. So this is the premise of this. And I've basically created a nice little kind of text video so that you can follow the story. Because the story of this military intelligence officer is so long, I'm going to split it over a few episodes. So for today, this is the introduction to the story, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I enjoyed it. Okay, enjoy. Have fun.
A senior Chinese military intelligence officer who could not contain the pain of losing his only child has decided to reveal the secret behind the dreaded virus, the coronavirus. Maybe come what may, I am a senior Chinese military intelligence officer, and I want to talk about the coronavirus outbreak. It is far worse than the media telling you. I am a Chinese citizen who occupies or perhaps occupy the high-ranking position in military intelligence. I'm also a member of the Chinese Communist Party as a senior official near the top of the party with access to a great deal of confidential information. It is also relevant to billions of people outside of China who are all in peril. It will not surprise you that if my identity were to be revealed, I would be in great danger, and so would my wife and son. And I ask you to respect the fact that I stripped out this account to protect my identity. By now you're familiar with the coronavirus. You will have heard it originated from Wuhan in the industrial city and came from an animal, most likely a pangolin or a bat, and was sold in the animal market. You were told that it's an illness that can cause severe pneumonia, respiratory failure, and death. Finally, you've been told that it's a disease that's highly infectious. It's only going to infect elderly and those who have compromised immune systems, and all of that is a bunch of lies concocted by the Chinese state with the tax support of the US deep state. And let me start by telling you that the world does not operate the way that you think it does. Although countries like the US and China have global dominance, that competition is restricted to certain areas. The two countries are more interested in cooperation so they can stop other competing countries from gaining power. They have a shared interest in keeping power out of the hands of ordinary citizens. To this end, they have made many different mechanisms that they control an overwhelming majority of their media outlets. The Americans in particular perfected the art of creating made-up divisions between their two main parties, which are designed to hide the fact that both serve the same master. These same nations also possess technology that's far more advanced than you can imagine, and this includes artificial intelligence capable of undermining and deciding elections, biological and chemical agents that can manipulate and control the thinking patterns and behaviors of citizens to terrifying degrees, highly sophisticated manipulation techniques, hypnotic practices unknown to the public, and other things that we won't go into now. All of this stuff is to shield the truth about the true working of the world from the uninitiated public.
So this segment is called Inspiration's Health Advice. Part of this segment is to give you information regarding the coronavirus and various different things that you can do to stay healthy, and any new developments that happen. And maybe, you know, this segment will stay just for general health. So today we're going to look at a video from the World Health Organization which gives you an overview of the coronavirus in a nice way. I like this video, so check it out, and you'll see what the coronavirus is about and how it affects you. Enjoy. Okay, so that was our segment, Inspiration's Health Review, and now we're going to move on to our next segment, and this segment is called Inspiration's Technology Advice. Now, as I am a technology expert, I wanted to bring technology-related topics to the show. So I thought, I'll create this segment and discuss them here. Now, the first one that I want to discuss is your phone. So apparently Apple and Google are currently working together so that they can put an app on your phone that can find out if you're near anyone that has a virus, and it'll give you advice, and it'll give you, information on how to look after yourself if you have come in touch with a person with the virus or who had the virus. So that's a really, really cool app, and I think Google and Apple are doing really well with it. I'm familiar with this app that came out in South Korea, and in South Korea what they did was they used this app to be able to again control the coronavirus. So there's a nice little video that I have over here. Shows you the steps that were taken in South Korea to control the coronavirus. Yeah, so here we go. Here is our first video from Inspiration's technology briefing. Okay, so that was Inspiration's technology briefing. So moving on to the next segment, and our next segment in the show is called Inspiration's Memes and Funny Videos. So in this section, I wanted to keep it lighthearted, and if I see any memes or if I see any videos that made me laugh and I think that you guys would enjoy, I'll bring them to the show. So for today, I actually liked a meme which was falsely advertised as being written by Bill Gates. Bill Gates has said that he didn't write this, and after checking around the internet, there was a guy from London who claimed that he was the author of this, but after BBC doing some further investigation, they found that many people had this posted around that time on Facebook. So we don't really know who wrote this, but I really like the words, and I think they're really good. They're 14 points. 14 points that I think, if we can take them on board and just think about them, they sort of do make sense and can help us. So here you go. Here's the 14 different things that Bill Gates did not say. Okay, enjoy.
What is the coronavirus really teaching us? I'm a strong believer that there's a spiritual purpose behind everything that happens, whether that is that we perceive as being good or being bad. As I meditate upon this, I want to share with you what I feel coronavirus really is doing to us. One, it's reminding us that we are all equal, regardless of our culture, religion, occupation, financial situation, or how famous we are. This disease treats us all equally. Perhaps we should too. If you don't believe me, ask Tom Hanks. Number two, it is reminding us that we are all connected, and something that affects one person has an effect on another. It is reminding us that the false borders that we have put up have little value, as this virus does not need a passport. It's reminding us that by oppressing us for a short time, of those in this world whose whole life is spent in oppression. Number three, it is reminding us of how precious our health is and how we have moved to neglect it through eating nutrient-poor manufactured food and drinking water that is contaminated with chemicals upon chemicals. If we don't look after our health, we will of course get sick. Number four, it is reminding us of the shortness of life and of what is most important to us to do, which is to help each other, especially those who are old or sick. Our purpose is not to buy toilet paper. 5. It is reminding us of how materialistic our society has become, and how, when in times of difficulty, we remember that it's the essentials that we need: food, water, medicine, as opposed to the luxuries that we sometimes unnecessarily give value to. Number 6. It is reminding us of how important our family and home life is, and how much we have neglected this. It is forcing us back into our houses so we can rebuild them into our home and to strengthen our family unit. Number 7. It is reminding us that our true work is not our job. That is what we do, not what we were created to do. Our true work is to look after each other, to protect each other, and to be of benefit to one another. Number 8. It is reminding us to keep our egos in check. It is reminding us that no matter how great we think we are, or how great others think we are, a virus can bring our world to a standstill. Number 9. It is reminding us that the power of free will is in our hands. We can choose to cooperate and help each other, to share, to give, to help, and to support each other, or we can choose to be selfish, to hoard, to look after only ourselves. Indeed, it is difficulties that bring our true colors out. Number 10, it is reminding us that we can be patient or we can panic. We can either understand that this type of situation has happened many times before in history and will pass, or we can panic and see it as the end of the world and consequently cause ourselves more harm than good. Number 11, it is reminding us that this can either be an end of or a new beginning. This can be a time of reflection and understanding where we learn from our mistakes, or it can be the start of a cycle which will continue until we finally learn the lesson that we were meant to. Number 12, it is reminding us that this earth is sick. It is reminding us the rate of deforestation just as urgently as we look at the speed at which toilet rolls are disappearing off the shelves. We are sick because our home is sick. Number 13, it is reminding us that after every difficulty there is always ease. Life is cyclical, and this is just a phase in the great cycle. We do not need to panic, this too shall pass. Number 14, whereas many see the coronavirus as a great disaster, I prefer to see it as a great corrector. It is sent to remind us of the important lessons that we seem to have forgotten, and it is up to us if we will learn them or not.
That's awesome.
Okay, I hope you enjoyed that meme there by not Bill Gates. Yes, so it was really tough to really, keep on that speed. It was really fast. I didn't really want to okay. Well, I hope you enjoyed that, and now we've come to the end of the show. Oh no. But before I do go, I have some good news. I actually make a lot of music myself, and I'm going to be bringing you some premieres over the next few episodes. Today I thought I'll bring you a premiere of Inspiration. I created a song called Intro. It did okay. Didn't do super amazing, but I think it's a good song and I want to premiere it on my show. So I hope you enjoy it, and again, look out for yourselves, look after yourselves, look after others, help each another, and bless you all, and hopefully you enjoyed the show, and you will subscribe to my show and be able to watch some more episodes.
Yeah, this is the new song. The new song that Inspiration is bringing that along. I hope you like it. I hope you think it's good. I tried everything that I should. Here you go, here I go. I'm gonna tell you about a story about a girl that I used to like. I tell you why she's a little bit like. Why I had the connection with this girl. And I just listen to my track and give it a whirl. Here we go. Be your hero, here we go. M-G-M-E-I-N-T-R-O. Used to go with my honey smoke trees all day. Met the girl while I was watching TV. She was looking out pretty, very sexy. Took a number, looked her up and I didn't think she was all dressed up. Be your hero, here we go. M-G-M-E-I-N-T-R-O. Used to go with my honey smoke trees all day. Met the girl while I was watching TV. She was looking out pretty, very sexy. Took a number, looked her up and I didn't think she was all dressed up. Makes my head turn, heart goes down. After the girl, back up and down the girl, watching and listening to everything she had to say. Even though the music in the background was just I wasn't so mature. Wanted her walk through my door, not like a fool, but much more. Walk through my door, not like a fool, but much more. Don't want her in the phone, I guess. Don't want her by my side of the break or don't matter if she looks wrong in the morning, cause it'll be on all night long. Listen to my song and follow me along. My name is AMI, don't MC on the mic. Run up by my side at the break of dawn. Don't matter if she looks wrong in the morning, cause it'll be on all night long. Come on, listen to my song, follow me along. Run up by my side at the break of dawn. Don't matter if she looks wrong in the morning, cause it'll be on all night long. Come on, listen to my song, follow me along. There used to be a girl that I used to like. I'll tell you what my head's in, so it's right. She looked very nice, got a sugar and a bit of sweet. There used to be a girl that I used to like. I'll tell you what my head's in, so I strike. She looked very nice, got a sugar and a bit of spice. Yo, I go ahead and go MG-M-E-I-N-T-R-O. You still my homies my plays all day. Let the girl out, I'm just kidding. She was looking out pretty very sexy. Took a number, looked her up and everything was all dressed up. Live life to the max, don't look back. Living life to the max, don't get jack. Yeah, others in the world have some class. Live life to the max, don't look back. Living life to the max, don't get jack. Yeah, others in the world have some class. Many people in this world have problems. Do you have to open up and listen to all of them? Many people in this world have problems. You have to open up and listen to all of them. How can we solve when you get to a problem solved? Live life to the max, don't look back. Living life to the max, don't get jack. Yeah, others in the world have some class. Live life to the max, don't look back. Living life to the max, don't get jack. Yeah, others in the world have some class. That I used to like. I'll tell you what my head is, so I strike. She looked very nice, got a sugar and a bit of spice. There used to be a girl that I used to like. I'll tell you what my head is, so I strike. She looked very nice, got a sugar and a bit of spice. Pull up in my jacket, get to the pad. Red lights with the green, getting all easy. Wait, don't get mashed on my private stash. You'll be out of the cash, I smoke some hash. Pull up in my jacket, get to the pad. Red lights with the green, getting all easy. Wait, don't get mashed on my private stash. You'll be out of the cash, I smoke some hash. Pull up in my jacket, get to the pad now. Red lights with the green, getting all easy. Wait, don't get mashed on my private stash. You'll be out of cash, I smoke some hash. Pay attention, concentrate. Your ass has just been out on the day. For a drink, do you want a drink? I used to know a girl that I used to. I know a girl that I used to. I know a girl that I used to like. I used to like a girl. I used to like a girl. I used to know a girl that I used to. I know a girl that I used to. I know a girl that I used to like. I was in so much trouble. Wanted her to walk through my door.
Oh, before you guys do go, please do click on the subscribe button, this big button over here. Please do this, click on that button, and then click on the bell and get the notifications. And also one last thing, please click on the like as well below. It will really help my channel. So subscribe, notification, like, please do that, and then hopefully I can bring you more content and grow this company with your help. Thank you again, and God bless. One love. God bless.